In terms of my basically prediction is by 2014, as doctors get better, working on more and more patients in science and so forth, that you'll probably reach a point where you can save someone who's 100% dead, maybe 50% of the time.
Right.
Now, this will create the need for what will sort of ironically be called life panels, right? So then we'll have to be sort of deciding which people can be resurrected and who sort of deserves to be that.
As opposed to a death panel where we're deciding who dies.
I mean, I didn't agree with the rationale behind that, but yeah, it's sort of an inversion of that. It's sort of an inversion problem.
But there are no death panels.
No, I know there's no death panels, but in this case, there actually would be dead people that we would be choosing to revive for various reasons.
I follow. And Lewis has a question.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be on one of those life panels. That would be some tough decision making.
Well, would it be tougher than being on a death panel?
I don't know.
The person's already dead.
Very true.
I don't know.
But if there were death panels, perhaps, someone you chose to put to death or let die could be brought back by someone on the life panel.
At a later time. So
Yeah.
the life panel kind of is like a get-out-of-jail-free
Well,
card.
no, basically when someone can afford it. You know what I'm saying? So the three requirements that would be used as sort of prerequisites for determining whether or not someone's a candidate to be brought back to life or how much money the deceased candidate still has. In other words, it's an incentive not to give away in their will to a bunch of freeloading relatives the money that they'd accumulated over time.
So if your estate has money in it to bring you back to life, it's much more likely the life panel would select you.
Would select you, yes, correct.
Okay.
Second is whether or not this person is bald or not. And I will go into more detail as we get into the Propecia amendment that I also mentioned.
Okay, and Propecia is a baldness cure?
It's not, yes, it's a cure. I mean, that right now it does something, I'm guessing. I don't know.
I'm guessing it grows hair.
It must. I mean, otherwise people wouldn't be buying it, wouldn't be marketed in such a way. And then the final prerequisite of the life panel, right, is the fact that these people are now uniquely qualified to work in this whole new niche industry in our society, the literally born again. Okay?
So we're not talking about Christianity here.
No,
we're talking literally the people have been reborn. They've been brought back to life.
New, totally different interests, totally different experiences. These people have gone through it. They will know the needs of these people and thus, again, stimulate the economy in this whole new sort of niche area.
Okay, so in the interest of time, and I want to get to the next clip, and we'll see if people were actually willing to sign on to this insanity. What's the... This is an answer. Yeah. What's the question?
Well, the question is, how do we solve the problem?
And tell us real quick the other amendments that you're looking to sign here.
Okay. The other one, first of all, I must precede by saying that many critics of the health care reform bill are concerned. I said the word wrong. That government providing health care to people currently unable to afford insurance is tantamount to taking them out to a fish dinner, right, without teaching them how to be fishers of men and women using the market as a fishing pole. Right?
I think that's another analogy, though, that you're getting wrong, which is like the teach a man to fish analogy.
Exactly.
But that doesn't sound like it, what you just said.
No, it's based, but I'm applying that logic because many of the people who are opposed to the bill think that, okay, the government covers people who can't currently afford health care themselves. It's a temporary solution. Now, I found a way to use the assistance of the government that they're giving in the health bill to teach these people how to fish, so to speak.
Let's take a listen to the clip and see if you actually got some signatures on this thing, because when I hear the description, and maybe you're a little nervous, I know that this, we've got cameras and microphones here. I think the reaction that we got from people on the street might be more telling of how this whole thing's going to play out.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, would you be at all potentially interested in helping to support a cause like that? Would you guys help me with this bill then? Actually, what I would need is a signature. So just put your name. Yeah, you can just like anywhere, Yeah, I figure if we get like enough signatures, then we can send it to Congress and sort of.
How many do you think you're gonna get or need?
I would at least 10, If you guys could just, So can I get your signature for it then, please?
Sure.
Okay. I lost the real
Crayon?
I have a highlighter. I mean, but as long as it's legible, I'm gonna try and Xerox it later and make it darker, so. Great, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for helping our cause. Cool, thank you very much.
Hey, good luck.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And if you find anyone else who shares our position, please send them our way. So.
How would you say that this went, Chris?
Well, and just sort of rewatching it right there, I am reminded of there is a point where I use a little bit of deception to get a signature, which I feel is morally justifiable in doing that, and that was for the Propecia Amendment. When I'm speaking to that man, saying that basically it's going to improve the quality of one's sexual life and therefore sexual health. That's actually not the case, because the primary side effect of Propecia, which regrows hair, is that it causes complications down there. It makes it much harder to use it, right? And, there's a couple of things that Sigmund Freud, I think, actually got right. And he talked about how it wasn't till people sort of found other activities besides that civilization developed. So these people are going to have a lot more hair, right? So you're going to have a booming sort of salon, barber industry. Hair products, like never before will be consumed. You'll have more people qualified to be playing leading roles in movies.
Because there's always a shortage of that.
Well, right now there is currently. There's a shortage of people that are qualified to play leading roles in films and host television shows. Well, good ones, I would say.
Right.
So this gives opportunity to those that have been disqualified for this reason. But these people that work in these positions, they take in a lot of money, right? So that'll be invested back into the market in various ways.
I'm not sure that this worked the way that works best. I mean, what's your reaction to this thing, Lewis? I would say to Chris, let's go out and collect some more signatures or try another alternative for healthcare here. I don't know that this is working.
Well, we he got a few signatures.
What I don't know.
I think we're headed in the right direction.
I'm not sure if this is the right fit here, Chris.
Well, I mean, this is a piece of the puzzle, okay? And usually in puzzles, there's more than one piece. There's 75, 100. I mean, some even go up to 1,000. So I think that right now we're seeing the tree rather than the collective forest of which it is that I'm going to be building. And the best way for me to sort of illustrate that would be to go out and show the next sort of crucial missing piece.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to see. I'm going to say this. I'd be up for having you go out again with a slightly different pitch here, or maybe to do something a little different if the audience wants it. So radio@midweekpolitics.com. I think that that's the most fair way. I mean, when I hear these amendments, it sounds a little bit strange to me, Lewis. What do you have any big feeling on this?
Well, they're good and all, but if we're trying to make the right happy with this healthcare bill,
you don't know that these amendments are the right way to go.
Okay, one last example. Thomas Edison, right? Okay, the light bulb. It was created at the time. No one had any conception of what it was, right? They wanted candles. They had invested in candles. He first went around knocking on doors, right, saying, do you want to buy a light bulb? Do you want to buy a light bulb? People at first were like, what's a light bulb? I've never heard of a light bulb before. Look what happened a year later. So basically what you're seeing is history before it happens. So right now it seems very strange, but once it's able to actually happen, you'll see how right I was.
Chris Manz, healthcare correspondent. We're going to put it out to our audience. They will decide, do we send Chris back out to do more corresponding, or is this just not going to be the way to fix healthcare?
Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman on midweekpolitics.com.
Midweek Politics is brought to you in part by Jackson & Connor, classically modern men's apparel in Northampton, Massachusetts on the second floor of Thorne's Marketplace, and by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.